We're officially halfway done with Euphoria Season 3, and Episode 4, wow. Put it in the bin. Worst of the bunch so far. My god, characters acting out of character for no reason other than to further the plot in a specific direction. Every single storyline in this episode is just garbage. Shiny, hot garbage. We got updates on Rue, on Jules, on Cassie, on Nate, on Maddie, on Lexi, and all of it is just like, put it all away. Bin it. I think we're getting to that point in the story where he just has no idea where to go, and he's trying to juggle so many different themes and stories and topics and vibes at the same time, and it's all a fucking mess. And then the music. Ooh, the music. I think last week I said that the music wasn't great. It's just, it feels like it doesn't combine, like the audio and the visual don't go together, but this episode really takes the cake. There's a montage that's just so jarring to watch when you're listening to this Ave Maria church type music playing in the background. Like, Hans Zimmer is one of my favorite composers. I love his work. He's genuinely genius, but Euphoria is not for him. Like, this is not the show for him. Maybe it's a cultural thing, maybe it's a generational thing. I don't know if he gets what the show is about or what it's, I don't know. It doesn't mesh well. Wow, does it sound awful. Jesus fucking Christ. They also listed the last episode of this season as the season finale, not the series finale. So now there's rumors and theories online that they might actually come back for season 4. And honestly, at that point, what are we going to see? Cassie at an old age senior citizen having sex with all the men in her care home. Maddie's the CEO of OnlyFans. Rue is probably a corpse. And Jules has been kidnapped and embalmed by some fucking chaser given her job. And Lexi will probably still be really uninteresting because they give her nothing to work with. Lexi is like, my god, give her something. Anything. All she does is get pushed around and told off. For nothing. Mind you, she's like the best character of the show, or like the most law-abiding character at least. She doesn't bother anyone. She minds her business. She only gives good advice from a genuinely good place, and the show gives her nothing. Like nothing to work with. Jesus. But this episode in particular has a couple of scenes that just felt so exploitative and dirty, like Sam's footprint all over this. Footprint? Fingerprint. Sam's footprint. But enough of the yapping. Let's get into episode 4 to see what happens right after you subscribe down below, because it's free and it helps the channel. And after you do it, you're going to look so great. You're going to make Cassie look like a wet mop in comparison. The episode picks up right where we left off. Rue is stopped by the police. She's put in the back of the car and asked if she has any drugs in the car. She says no, as they search her car. Like, why would you lie, Rue? Come on. She's taken in and she's interrogated by these 2 detectives who look like they just jumped out of any generic 90s cop movie ever. Preferably one set in Miami. As you can imagine, Rue's asshole is so goddamn clenched, not even a strand of hair would fit through. And she lies several times when they ask her if she's ever been to Mexico or if she has any drugs in the car, because they have a picture of her in Mexico speaking to a cartel leader, and they also found the drugs in her car, obviously, because they fucking searched the whole thing top to bottom. I don't even know why she would lie, but they know it all. And they know that she has been smuggling fentanyl from Mexico into the United States. And they know about Lori. They want to get to Lori, so they force her into becoming a police informant, a mole. A snitch. They even say, what a way to turn a curse into a blessing. But I feel like this is more lazy writing than anything. Like, we're gonna write Rue into a corner, and then we're gonna get her out of that corner in the most outlandish way possible. Like, remember the end of season 2 when she was given a suitcase full of drugs and then it all got flushed and then she was almost trafficked? It just like escalates so quickly out of nowhere. So now she's involved in a fucking DEA investigation. Okay. So they replace all of her drugs with sugar pills and laxatives and install an app on her phone, which is basically a bug, and it's under a contact name for mom. So anytime she presses it or answers a phone, it turns into a bug. The bug goes hot. And the detectives are thinking that when Alamo realizes the drugs are fake, he's gonna call Lori to try and set things right. What they don't know is that Alamo organized for the assassination, the successful assassination of Lori's bird, you know, not a staged fake thing to score political brownie points. So there's a war brewing, and I don't think the DEA know about it. It's gonna get ugly. And back at the Alamo, Rue overhears that Angel escaped rehab, so she's not coming back. And I think this is bullshit. I don't think she escaped. I really think that they killed Angel and that they've been killing the women that they are done with. I think they're getting trafficked. There you go. I think they're getting kidnapped and forced into this. But Rue hasn't looked much into it until this episode because there's a new hire in the club to replace Angel, and her name is Kitty. And Kitty likes to dance. That's the title of the episode. Kitty is placed in this episode to be the victim of abuse, to be exploited. And we are shown it, because this is a Sam Levinson show. But it gets taken to a bit of an extreme. I understand what they're trying to explore with the character. I think it could be done more tastefully or better, because this, again, is just gross. And Kitty's first job is to prove herself to Alamo. So it's like he's tasting the merchandise, like he's trafficking them. And now I'm getting flashbacks to the Beauty in Black, which is, wow. Have you guys seen Beauty in Black on Netflix, Tyler Perry show? That show is criminal. Like, what we see in that show is criminal. So go watch it. Beauty in Black, Netflix. We also see Lori burying her perfect little guy, which is kind of sad. She is sad, I think. We can't really tell. But her crew wants to kill everyone at the Alamos Club. Put a pin on that, because it's time for us to check in on our newlyweds. Nate managed to get his toe attached, sewn back to his foot, and he's now looking at it as a metaphor. When things break, you pick up the pieces and you glue them back together. His toe is a metaphor for his life. And Cassie's not into it. He's talking about the scar, and he's comparing their relationship with a scar, and she's not into it. And he is groveling, apologizing, promising that he's going to make it right. And she just doesn't care anymore. I think she really is checked out of the relationship or the marriage or the situation in general. But then she packs her bags and leaves to go work with Maddie. So I thought that Cassie was going to go on to do OnlyFans to then save Nate from his financial troubles, because he owes the guy now $1 million-ish. Just a little bit of cash, a little bit of spare change. I really thought Cassie was going to go off to do her thing on OnlyFans, but no, because she pawns her wedding ring and then gets a place opposite where Lexi lives. So like she fully moves out. And the wedding ring is gone. I thought she was going to come back to help Nate, to bail him out. But I think she just left Nate, and Nate now has to deal with it by himself, because that would be really funny. So Maddie picks Cassie up dressed like this, and I'm not even mad at it. I wish that Maddie was in every scene so she could keep serving it. And they go to the salon for a makeover, and Maddie's instructions are, the goal is to take her from the suburbs to the city. So they get to working, and Cassie leaves there looking like this. She looks like a cross between Love Island and Mob Wives. The fake tan, I'm half expecting her to burst out in an Italian New York accent full of attitude. In Portuguese, I'd call her a Sheila. She looks very Sheilona. Cut to a more tasteful photo shoot. She ditched the baby and the dog aesthetics, but that outfit, does it not look like she's in Oklahoma? I half expected them to revive that whole scene, the best scene of the entire show so far, but no. It is, however, a vast improvement over the content that she was doing before. And we get a scene with Lexi, Maddie, Rue, and Cassie all together. And we see Rue and Cassie in the same frame, in the same shot. So, like, is it green screen, or were they really there together? Because rumor has it that Zendaya refuses to work with Sydney or do press tours or interviews. And it's understandable, why would you as a black woman want to be friends with a white nationalist? But I think they were together on set, so like maybe it is just rumors. And this interaction, these four ladies just talking about life in general, right? It all has to do with OnlyFans and drugs and sex, because that's all that Sam knows how to write, and even that is bad. But seeing them interact is like a breath of fresh air. You got Lexi trying to give everyone advice. You've got Cassie being Cassie. You got Maddie being the managing Maddie. And you got Rue looking for drugs. It's like being back home with your family. And the last update is on Lexi and Jules. And this one pissed me off, because this one felt particularly lazy and exploitative, but also really dumb. And it does a disservice to several people and to several storylines. So Lexi calls Jules with a great opportunity. Lexi is working on LA Nights, as we know, in Hollywood, and it's a TV show that gets an average of 7 million viewers per week. And the opportunity is for Jules to create a piece of artwork, a painting that one of the characters in the show would paint. And the instructions are quite simple. The character Oceana is inspired by George Seurat, so they were thinking sort of a Sunday in the Park picnic kind of feel. But Lexi also tells Jules that she doesn't have to copy anything specific and it should feel distinct. Jules is a grown woman. She's an adult woman. She's a mature woman, and she understands like there's a time and place for everything. And she's creating an art piece for a specific character in a TV show, right? They give her the set of instructions. So why the hell does Jules paint a picnic scene with 14 naked women with penises? The whole crew panics. It's a disaster. It's insane. They can't have this on TV. There's 14 penises, something that the character wouldn't even have painted. And the director is like interrogating Lexi. Did you give her all of the instructions? Why would she do this? And everyone is looking at this painting like the person that painted it is crazy. So Lexi has to say she's trans. Almost like giving validation to this piece of art, generally reducing Jules's entire identity to her trans identity. It feels like a cheap shot at the character, at the storyline. Like the trans woman can't help but paint naked women with penises in every piece of artwork that she produces. Lexi obviously gets in trouble with her boss because they had to move the filming date of that specific scene by a week, and that cost them in total $191,000. And when it comes time to give Jules feedback, I will say they're all very respectful and very calm and warm, almost kind, even tangentially. And they tell her to basically remove the nudity from the painting. And then when Jules is painting over the painting, she seems mad. She's almost tearing up because of the rejection of her art. But like, girl, it's a job, right? You have a prompt. It's bad. Redo it. It's So she just draws a red penis over it and walks off. Like, it feels like she's purposefully sabotaging Lexi's job, because this is something that you would do if you wanted the person to get fired. This is not something that you would do for a job opportunity that a friend got you. Are you joking? It comes off as lazy writing, like they wanted a conflict in Lexi's story with her job, with her boss. And to get there, they just went for cheap shots. Last week, Jules was being wrapped up in plastic film to be admired as an object by a chaser. And now she can't help herself but draw women with penises. Who is Sam talking to? What is inspiring Sam to write these things? I don't know. I wish I did, but this is a disservice to Jules and to Lexi and both of their storylines in general. Like, they could have created the conflict for Lexi a different way. But back to Nate to introduce some levity into the video. It's the funniest scene of the episode. He is presenting emotion to allow the construction to move forward with a new design that avoids the white fritillaries, you know, the endangered plants, the endangered flowers, which will allow for the construction to move forward and for the future guests of said place to then have a beautiful view of white fritillaries. And they deny the motion because they don't have the environmental studies back just yet. Except Nate is in a rush. Do you think he's gonna beg? Yeah. We had him groveling, and now he literally gets on his knees. He addresses one of the guys by name. Bill, is this personal? Please, I'm begging you. Just let me get my life back. He's begging, groveling like a little whiny bitch. And by the end, motion still denied, dude. I don't know what you want us to tell you. Now, someone watching season 3 with no understanding of season 1 and season 2, seeing Nate get beat up by life like this, you'd feel sorry for him. Like, damn, that man can't catch a break. But for people who have seen season 1 and season 2, this is delicious punishment. This is glorious to see. And I think Nate is spiraling, and soon he will flip. I think Nate's going to go on a rampage. I think Nate's going to finally lose it. At some point, he's going to do something real stupid. I hope he does. You know, as much as I enjoy seeing Nate get shit on, I also kind of want to see him, like, go all off. And back with Rue, who keeps bringing up, like, who's going to be our new dealer to the conversation because she needs to give the DEA someone. And Alamo is catching up on it, and so is Bishop. But Bishop is an interesting character. He's the one that killed Lori's bird, and he's always there, and he's always watching Rue carefully. And he's a man of few words and few facial expressions. At first, I thought he might have been onto Rue and her shenanigans and not trusting her, and he was going to start stalking her or something. But now I'm thinking he might be an undercover cop. Something about his demeanor and the way he looks around. I think he might be an undercover cop. Yeah. But anyway, the poker game is really tense, and she keeps bringing it up to the point where Alamo's like, hold the fuck on. I think you have a secret, because this is, why the fuck are you asking me these things? And Luckily for Rue, he just chalks it up to her having slipped up and used again. And she takes the opportunity to say, yes, that's exactly it. I used again, but I promise it won't happen again. And then he threatens her. It better fucking not. And at this point, I feel like Rue has 5,000 lives because she's supposed to be fucking dead. After so many close encounters with someone who could very easily kill her for no reason other than I'm bored, and for her to still be breathing. Literally in the lion's den. Okay. And then for the final stretch of the episode, there are two stories that are playing out in tandem, and that is Cassie's storyline and Rue's storyline. Rue's and Kitty's. Remember Kitty, the character that I said was introduced just to be used and abused? So on one hand, we've got Cassie. She's going with Maddie to an influencer party, dressed like this. Maddie is pimping this girl out. Even Lexi called Maddie a digital pimp earlier. But they're going to this party of a guy called Brandon Antoine or whatever. He's got 20 million followers, and the goal is for him to post a picture with Cassie in it so she can get more followers. And Maddie tells her, seduce him, but don't sleep with him, because as soon as you fuck him, he's gonna ditch you. And I'm looking at this party, and I'm either too old or too boring, because this looks like my absolute fucking worst nightmare. You couldn't pay me to be there. You could not pay me to go to one of these parties. Absolutely not. I'm sorry. What? No. Back in my day, you'd go to a small nightclub, you could smoke inside, and then you'd end the night at an after party, surrounded by people doing crack and coke. You're wondering, how the hell did I end up here? But these guys, they're all there to get clout off of this one influencer. Maddie tells her, do not trust these girls. They are stray dogs, they are vicious, and they're all looking for their break. So like, this is all a free-for-all. Everyone is there ultimately just to social climb. Who wants to live in these environments? Who even wants to have the following if this is what you have to do? Like, these are the people that you have to hang out with to, no. And then the most bizarre montage sequence of events happen. First, we get interchanging scenes between Cassie dancing at the party, getting close to, remember the OnlyFans girl that Maddie was managing and then she had to ditch? That girl. I can't remember her name, so I'm just going to call her OnlyFans girly. I should have given a trigger warning, but trigger warning, content warning for sexual violence. Interchanging with shots of Cassie dancing at the party are shots of Kitty at the club getting gangbanged by a group of men. And the music playing is this Ave Maria type of bullshit. I don't know who thought this would go. The audio in the it does not. It plays out like some sort of fever dream. What like we're in church, like Epstein's church. The montage goes on forever. It's like completely wholly unnecessary. And Kitty's side of the story escalates because the men then, for some fucking reason, start using a bottle. It's a detail that you might miss it the first time that you watch it. I missed it the first time, did not miss it the second time. And it's so fucked up. Like, why was this put in there? Rue watches the tape and then approaches her in the bathroom and asks her if she's okay if the men hurt her because she noticed that something wasn't right. And Kitty only says, I like to dance. Rue then asks if she's being forced to do this. And that's when Rosalia emerges from one of the stalls. Magic, I'm gonna call her Rosalia. And she heard the whole interaction and she's whistling like she just heard something saucy and she's gonna tell on them. And Kitty is so fucking distressed. And I'm thinking that these women were all probably trafficked. I can't get it out of my head, and this is the problem with these shows. Like, what was the point of including that? Because I just can't fucking stop thinking about it. I'm sure there were other ways for them to further the narrative, like, in this direction without having to fucking do all that. Like, there were ways, you know what I mean? Like, there are ways. It doesn't have to be this explicit, but hey, it's fucking Euphoria. Cassie starts talking to the OnlyFans girl that Maddie was managing, and she finds out that Cassie is being represented by Maddie, which is very interesting considering she couldn't be, so this might come back later. And Cassie and this girl go up to the room with Brandon, the guy with the 20 million followers, and they're both fighting for his attention, which is when Cassie puts on her baby voice, her baby talk.
You're not gonna offer it to me first?
And like, do men like this? Straight men out there, if you're watching, hey, hi, welcome. We don't talk much, so just wanted to, check up, like, how's it going, and, how's it been? And is this hot for you guys?
You're not gonna offer it to me?
Is this what y'all like? Baby talk, baby voice? I use baby voice for my dogs to be cute because they're my babies. But this just, ew. Cassie also does coke for the first time, I think, because of her reaction. She is lit as fuck. And then Maddie is at the door trying to get in with a camera crew. And it's a really nice parallel with season 2, because in season 2, she wanted to get in to find out who the fuck is in there with Nate. Except now Maddie wants to get in for a stunt opportunity to photograph Cassie under this guy, and they succeed. And then on their way home, Cassie's phone starts blowing the fuck up. The stunt worked, and Maddie tells her, you got their attention, now you have to keep it. And I'm not really sure if Maddie is genuinely helping Cassie, because by helping Cassie, she's ultimately helping herself because she's her manager. I'm sure she's going to take a cut of the profits. Or if she's going to fuck Cassie over in the end somehow as like petty revenge from high school. And I really hope they don't go that way. Like, as fun as it would be in the end to see Cassie eat shit after Maddie just betrays her, the ultimate revenge for having her boyfriend stolen back in high school, something that fundamentally altered the course of both of their entire lives. As fun as that would be, I think it would be a huge disservice to Maddie and how far she's come since high school. And I don't think she needs to do that. I don't even think she wants Nate. Like, Nate's a pathetic loser. Did you see him last? Begging? That man's gonna fucking snap. So here's to hoping that Sam didn't go the cheap, predictable route, but we'll have to wait and see. And then to finish off the story, after Rue asked Kitty if she was okay, Rosalia goes to the club's money manager and tells him, I don't trust that puta. I think she's a snitch. And Rue realizes that she left her phone inside his office, so she goes to retrieve her phone. But when she gets there, the money manager is like, hold on, Rue, because you came into my office by yourself. That's breaking one of the rules. But then her phone starts ringing and it's her mom, aka the police. So she takes the call and they tell her straight away, you've been made. The girl in there just told him that she thinks you're a snitch, so you need to go in there and discredit her. So what does Rue do? Rue plants some drugs inside her locker, and then she marches in there and starts calling her a liar, an addict, and a thief. Like, yeah, I saw you put drugs in your locker. Let's go check then. But before that can get resolved, armed gunmen storm into the club and take the money manager hostage. For some reason, they have Obama masks on. Like, okay. They want the safe open, but he's obviously not opening it, otherwise his boss Alamo will kill him. So they threaten to kill Rue and Rosalia 2 in 1, and they count down 3, 2, 1, boom. The money manager calls their bluff. So instead they shoot him in the stomach. And eventually, he does open the safe to avoid getting his dick shot off. And after the assailants leave, they check over the security footage, and Rosalia notices that the driver is a woman with really big lips. And Rue looks at the screen and can't hide the fact that she recognizes the person and tells them that's Faye. She works for Lori. And once again, like, why did we recognizing her from this grainy ass fucking image because of her big lips? Can we have a show with Sam Levinson and then someone refers to him as, oh yeah, he's got a really tiny dick. He's got no penis. Look at that. And his ass nowhere to be seen. Look, he probably can't sit. His ass is so flat, it'd just be sitting on bone. Also, Rue really is a snitch now. Goddamn. She's snitching on everybody. And I know that people say snitches get stitches, but like, what else is this poor girl gonna do? But somehow she always comes out of it alive. Like, damn. And that was it, by the way. That was the end of the episode, if you didn't realize. What a episode. What I find interesting about Euphoria is that the whole success of the show was because it was so different. It was so transgressive. But when you really look back and think about it, was it really? Was it though? It's one of those things, you know, it's a piece of work that is a work. It's work to get through. But from next week's preview, we can expect a lot more shenanigans. I think Nate's going to get his world rocked again. Yay. I think Cassie's going to escalate her OnlyFans endeavor, and it's going to get messy with Maddie, I think. And Rue, I don't know, if she doesn't turn into a corpse next episode. So I think Rue's going to die. I just don't know when. Maybe season finale. I said season finale. Now I'm the one saying it. The series finale, hopefully. Yeah, they're going to do a season 4. You just fucking know it. And that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this video, make sure to leave it a like down below. Subscribe to my channel so you never miss a future upload from me or any of our future episodes. I'll be back here next week. Same time, same place. YouTube, 1 p.m. sort of. And with nothing else to add, until next time, stay safe, stay sane, stay stupid, and stay stuttering. Bye, guys. Ainda te lembras de mim?